And Osha Manuel Ugarte. He has been in the news for the past 72 hours and counting. Edin Ugarte no are trending across social media. Now and Robbie sending me a message after me about or joining PSA or a player bag now on time channel. Then the answer I will give concerning this boy, and it said he's a younger version of Nicolo Barella.
Answer
exactly, younger version of Nicolo Barella. At 26, Barella way a more matured or experienced, and then he's added certain technical qualities to his game. Ugarte the na fey and ono the neighbor, so he's more raw. Ain't na who aggression no most of the time. Ain't na yellow cards no do no or taije. He plays with his heart more than his head. Barella see you know we're combining that perfectly. Barella a transition from a typical DM to an all-round central midfielder. The any friend of box to box no otimi defend it otimi boko enim, so he's added goal scoring so Eddie Akane ho. Then the fouls no and he's more tactful about fouls no me can say or the drink kakra to ho ansan we twa Ugarte the any there the raw Uruguay blood in the one mu a fuele no. So the drive to always try and dispossess an opponent at times, Ugarte call into tackles but he has huge potential and more room for development.
Yes.
Onya good coach bia obetimi an channel kakra ama de Barella ye ninde Ugarte so itimi aba be ye empo anhwa obeye manasene sa. So the answer to nipa no obisa about say who is Manuel Ugarte? Fane say he's a 22-year-old Nicolo Barella who still needs polishing, but he's an excellent midfield addition to Paris Saint-Germain. Or no, any Abranti event say Aquatiti. Paris Saint-Germain. Italy ni. Marco Verratti. If Ugarte and Verratti combine here, it will be deadly to play against. Say Fama non Kwandia, the two of them will be deadly to play against. So I think he's a good buy. And Tons Yomi midfielder oh. I heard they say individual will be you Tiabo. He's not been bad at Paris Saint-Germain, but it's always been about the composition and the balance. So with team lack balance, I forget you can get even anything done. Add things so be in it DAP. And what has actually affected Paris Saint-Germain a squad balance, how they plan it, and a quite almost see a deal mujuma. But I think with Ugarte, maybe they will have the perfect midfield pair. Or make me a leverage on no more the idea or more. Now to Milan in Italy, Eje Esijaso and say Enra. There was a meeting between these two figures where Jerry Cardinal or no NAM fan say and they or the owner of AC Milan or on that Redbird Jumeku no ano Redbird Jumekua busia ankra any inhuman nyuma or musika ni ya carbon. Enti ome pulling resources from various sources and a carbon or more investing into several ventures. One of them AC Milan Bobokono. They are primarily business minded. TNA primarily business minded. And I say omuji medi omuji no fast war enti na omudi sikaba beshe bibimo. And this is Paolo Maldini. He needs little introduction. A pure AC Milan and Italian football legend. Was some club no abo ne papa ebusuani na have served AC Milan Boboko no. So it was absolutely shocking. Say Enra news nearby say opinion fence Jerry Cardinale wa fire Paolo Maldini. Why? Because there are issues between the two. One, Cardinale does not agree with how Maldini wants the next phase of the project to be like. And Maldini is frustrated with the little investment from AC Milan ownership to build a playing body that can compete on all fronts. And to the Maldini Shushano, honestly to me yam famano. The honestness of Shushano, Maldini enye, which is to make sure say we are frustrated cry. Men could see and Tomago, Fino, Ewa Bontin. Ya yen canadem, yen CC. Maldini in several interviews with one English media outlet, any Italian media outlet. A idea was so pumping for you pass. Ye can born na omon sheda antiase intiamani oma aye den dia momo. They were not so pleased. 2, Maldini has grown frustrated say AC Milan here massive investment to build a good squad. He has been part of several squad building at AC Milan from the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, 2000s no almost sounds super dominating in Maldini has seen it all. into an player your quality a similar material here obeboa. Unfortunately, on yesiko the best adieno. And he's frustrated. So after talks, they decided to part company and then move on. And the golden triangle, Omo engineer, the Scudetto winning AC Milan side 2 seasons ago, no, Omo Yinako. Ivan Gazidis, Ono Neshehe.
Yes.
He left December 2022. Anoja Jumanekoya, Omo appointed Giorgio Forlani. Then Ricky Massara is going with Paolo Maldini. And until a man news is Stefano Pioli will think about resigning. It's because he worked in unison with Impeniformi and say I'm from the Golden Triangle. Omi nana no mo kabom edi omujuma senior se any senior fata. And these two, Ricky Massara Maldini, were always present at Casa Milan. They be a Milan for your training. They be a no more. So they did not just build a solid rapport with the coach, but also established a solid relationship with some of the key players. Anything I would say, key players, maybe to say Rafael Leao, Theo Hernandez, they were all perplexed. Or more surprised at the development. Say, Yafaya Maldini, Ricky Massara Soko. So how will Milan cope? The entire Milan be coping Abu simple. One, they have fast-tracked the upgrade of Geoffrey Moncada. Moncada is a scout. Why Juma wo Milan bobo kuni match Moncada. And then they ultimately negotiate a far kwanya yede Mbappe. PMO AS Monaco. He's well respected across board, but well little known to most of the football fans. And Moncada would take the role of Ricky Massara. Now Giorgio Forlani, the Obe replacing Ivan Gazidis, was stepping in to negotiate as a technical director, cum the CEO for AC Milan Boboko. Pioli will stay on, but a likely says Senor Mankoya. It has Pioli beje Jumediano Hako and as for Ebesa. Now, where does this take Milan? And if I the idea Omoko is say Milan will miss out on most of the deals on my Intinendra, yet it said Daichi Kamada and a branch Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Milan had scheduled talks with them. They are canceling Comono because Maldini is going. They will need to come and start anew. Now players now open. You are mostly getting players on the free. Now Maldini he wanted more money. It means Forlani and Moncada will not get money, so they will go for lesser known players. Players are a bit more potential, no? But they might not be right for first team action, and it might affect Milan in the upcoming season. But Ebreno, Ebesha seen for the summer transfer in the year. Now to say Milan are struggling to get their top deals. Don't be surprised because it began with disagreements between Paolo Maldini and Openi Jerry Cardinal. Tottenham akwakofa Ange Postecoglou, or Australia ni onye and the coach or yesterday's coach. So as far back as in 1998-99, na obo against Manchester United. United J treble no. Omoko share South Melbourne. He was then the coach of South Melbourne. To coach our coach from 98 but he has been a coach who has also transitioned from obscurity to prominence. As a baby, I know he coached basically in Australia. He won a league title with all the clubs or handle Australia national team from the under 20 level to the senior level. Then Obe movie Aqua Japan, Yokohama Elf Marinos, also back league title. But Obe Europe in there, it has been Glasgow Celtics, a hot no Kodini Juma, and that's who any Tottenham Akofano. But he's not Tottenham's primary candidate.
Okay.
Not Tottenham Ope. Coaches are and come more clout or more ding. Nanka a mirror the previous appointment. I know my one in Jose Mourinho, a manager with Champions League winning medal. Antonio Conte, a manager who had won league titles in every league our coaching room. So they needed a manager and also what's our reputation now. Obet me matching up to that. But they also needed a manager who fit the club's DNA. And no Anna Postecoglou the we had names like Luis Enrique, off target. Julian Nagelsmann, off target. And I fed your more reduced suba from and they call Anslot. Anslot na the betu nenum to say, oh nyan konde and kochina. So a lower or more target no and narrow to Ange Postecoglou. Postecoglou was to a point in time sought after by Chelsea. Chelsea should in Mukakra. And they were impressed because one, he's a good talker. On him have to get the fans on his side. Jumedi Obedi was Celtics no. All the fans are in tune with him because Oshani players they say Yambo born in Famechita for Tottenham will need a manager like that. So what check Conte ni Mourinho. Omoka sani no. It was like they were doing Spurs a favor.
Yes.
I saw almost the same Boboku no. Enti mo supporters crowd mo complain munya abotre na adwuma na ye no kra no ye ne ye penny ye yes, but with Postecoglou it won't be like that. He sees this as an opportunity to also announce himself in the top 5 European league. He plays attacking football, which is a direct or a polar opposite to the Mourinho here, to the Conte here. He plays football a fluid or use wings, so a expansive. Now, a mirror what Spurs did with Mauricio Pochettino. These are the similarities. Pochettino Obano, he wasn't the primary target. Now primary target is Van Gaal.
Oh, okay.
Van Gaal's no be Tottenham, no call United. So they moved to the next available candidate, which was Pochettino. Once again, a low-profile manager. No a coach Espanyol, Southampton. But no J trophy Papa Bia when a career. We cried as well GBB. And almost all the coaches at Tottenham are placing premium or Mumus or more top. Omuko for Moba, Ejigu. Wande Ramos. Ejigu ye. Jacques Santini. Ejigu ye. They have appointed AVB. Omu di D Kessia to so the next Mourinho. Ebe collapse poto. But the stopgaps. Any or more when they come, they do the job excellently. Obedi said Martin Yo was the assistant to Jacques Santini. Obayeno, he was able to maintain a sinking ship. Nyoma Koye. Harry Redknapp came out at a point in time when Yasake Wande Ramosa, Nanka Tottenham season say, or steered the ship. Then he revolutionized Abrante Gareth Bale.
Yes.
No, but they call our Champions League run. No. Aside Harry Redknapp, Pochettino, who arguably or the most successful manager at Spurs under Daniel Levy in the regime. No. So Tottenham will hope, say, that trend the Nobel Fadiama almost say, if they appoint their A coach and fact, Nemum, do you backup now? And I said the next available option, no, on any time from but in Postecoglou, they are getting a manager who fits the Tottenham DNA. One, maybe Gareth Bale, maybe Harry Kane. These are two of the most successful Spurs players in the last 20 years. Tottenham and Tisca and Kotomo. They groomed them from their youthful age, right from the club's academy, and then they projected them to the limelight. Wayno, he has the knack for developing talent. It's no kofa a year Maizan or kofa a year these Japanese boys Besheni team New Celtica. It worked well for him. Clearly, he is able to develop talent, and Tottenham have some of the best academies in world football. So basically develop talent and Akoye. And so we wish him the best.
Marty, fantastic. Boadu.